Hello and welcome to my digital diaries. In this episode of Frontend Developer course, we are covering JavaScript coding fundamentals, and this is the fourth episode of that, and today we are going to cover operators. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel and click on notification bell. If you want to have access of exclusive members only videos, please do join our channel. If you like this video, if you like this series, the complete developer course series, then do share this series with your friends and colleagues, and don't forget to click on like button and also hype the video. So let's jump into today's topic all about operators. Frontend Developer Course, Section 2, JavaScript Fundamentals. JavaScript Coding Fundamentals, and today's topic is operators. Now let's look at assignment operator in JavaScript. Assignment operators are used to assign values to variables, but they can perform operations and then assign the result back to the variable. Let us go through them one by one. The simple equal sign is the basic assignment operator, which assigns the value, like a is equal to 5, so 5 value will get assigned to the variable a. The next is plus equal. This adds a value to the existing variable and then assigns result back. So a plus equal to 2 will become a is equal to a plus 2. Similarly, we have minus equal, which subtract a value and reassign it. So a minus equal to 2 will become a is equal to a minus 2. Then comes multiply equal, multiply and assign, which multiplies the variable and assign it back. So a multiply equal to 2, so a into 2 will give the result and assign it value to the a. Divide equals, so this also works similar what multiply assign does. So it will divide the value and then assign the result to the variable. So a divided by 2 is equal to 2. Then we have a modulus equal, which gives the remainder after division and assign it to the variable. So a modulus 2 equal to 2. So it will give you the remainder and assign the value to the variable. And finally, we have exponent equal, which raises the variable to the power of number and assign it to the result. So these are the few assignment operators. So assignment operators save time and make your code shorter and cleaner while still being easy to read. Now let's talk about bitwise operators. So these operators work at the binary level, meaning they operate directly on the bits of a number. So it first converts number into the bits and then compare every bit. So let's see what are those operators. The first is a AND operator. So if you say 5 and 1, first it will convert 5 to a bit. So bit will be 0, 1, 0, 1 and 1 will be 0, 0, 0, 1. Now how does AND operator works? It compares each bit of the two numbers and returns 1 only if both bits are 1. So these are the bits for 5 and 1. So first it will compare each bit. So let's start from end. So this 1, this is 1. So at the end it is 1. So it will compare and 1 is there. So it will return 1. For others there is no match. So it will be 0. So at the end we will get number as 1. So 5 and 1 will become 1. So this is how the bit operators works. Next is the OR operator. It returns 1 if at least one of the bits is 1. So if there is only one of the bit is 1, then it will return 1. So that's how the OR operator will work. Then we have XOR operator, which stands to exclusive OR. So what does it mean? It returns a 1 if the bits are different. Okay, so this is XOR. Then we have a NOT. So the NOT operator is a bit different. It invert all the bits. So 5 you have this 5, that's 0 1 0 1. So if you say a not operator, then it will invert all the bits. So 0 will become 1, 1 will become 0, 0 will become 1, and 1 will become 0. So that's how it will inverts the bits. Then we will move to the shift operator. So there are three kind of a shift operator. We have left shift operator. So this is your left shift operator. What it does, it shifts the bits to the left and fill the right side with the 0. Whereas the right shift, it shifts the bits to the right. And finally we have a 0 fill right shift. So this works likely the right shift, but always fill the left side with zeros even for a negative number. So bitwise operation might seem tricky at first, but they are very powerful when you are dealing with the low level operations like optimization, graphics, or binary data handling. Then these operators are very important. Now let's talk about the logical operators. There are two logical operators we have. First one is the logical AND. So this is the logical AND, and you will be using this many of the time. So this returns only true. This returns true only if both the conditions are true. So if both the condition, like example, one condition is true, another condition is false, then it will return false. So AND will return only if both the condition are true. So true and true will return true. Okay, so that is your operator. That is your AND operator. And then your next logical operator is a NOT. Okay, that is called logical NOT. So it will basically inverse the value. So if the value is true and if you put the NOT, it will become false. So that's how you can use the logical operators. These operators are extremely useful when working with if statement or in loop where you need to check multiple conditions. Then these logical operators comes very handy. Now let's talk about string operator. So there are two string operators we have. The first is a plus sign. So plus operator, it is used for concatenating, which means joining the string together. So a plus b, if you want to do ab, then you can use a plus. Okay. Then we have the plus equal operator, which let us append and assign in one step. So str plus is equal to more. So it will append the value, and whatever value is in the str, it will get appended. More will get appended to str, and the value will get assigned to the str. So that is how string operator works. Now let's talk about a type operator. There are two type of operators we are having. Okay, one we have already seen, type of. So the type of operator tell us the type of a value. So it returns the type of a value. So if you say type of 5, the 5 is a number, so it will return you number. So this is one operator, type of. And then next is an instance of. So what does instance of operator do? It checks if an objects belong to a particular class. So that is checked by the instance of operator. Okay, so the instance of operator check if that object belongs to a particular class. Then we have a conditional or ternary operator. This is also very useful operator which you will be using many of the time. So how does it work? It is basically a shortcut for a if else. Okay, and its syntax is like you have a condition. Then if that condition is a true, then show this value, else show this value. So in our example, if age is equal to 18, so if age is greater than equal to 18, then the value will be yes, means this condition is true, then value will be yes. If this condition is false, the value will be no. So that's how you will use a ternary operator, and this is very useful and you will be using it many of the time. Now let's move to the nullish coalescing operator, that is double question mark. This is used when we want a default value if something is null or undefined. So if you say null is let name is equal to null, so we are saying final name, if name question mark, so this is your nullish coalescing operator guessed. So if this name value is null, then the value will get assigned as a guess. So this will be used to assign the default values in case your variable has a null value or undefined value. Then we have an optional chaining operator. This is also very important and you will be using it. So this is very helpful when working with the nested objects when some properties may not exist. Okay, so if there is any property which is not existing, you are trying to access it might throw an error. So in that case it is very useful. So let's see, this is your user object. So what you are doing it, user question mark dot. Okay, so what it is doing is it is checking whether the address is dot address. So if address is null or not, that will be checked. Okay, otherwise it will return a undefined. Okay, similarly for city. So these operators make our code safer, cleaner and more efficient when handling a real world scenarios like form data or maybe the API response or optional input parameters. So all those things, these operators makes our code safer, cleaner and more efficient. So these are the comparator operator which you have already seen in last video. We have a equal to equal, that is a loose checking, that is we are not converting the values into their type. Okay, so that's how phi is equal to phi. Phi is a string, but this will get matched. But in case of strictly equal you are using, that is 3 times equal, it will not get matched. Okay, it will not convert to both the things. So it's also type is also checked in the strictly equal. So these are the comparison operators we are having. So equal, strictly equal, not equal, strictly not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. We have already done that in last video. If you have not seen that video, our previous video, you can have a look on that. I will give the link in the description or on top I button. And that's the wrap up our session on JavaScript operators. Operators are the glue that make your code smarter and cleaner. If you found this video useful, then don't forget to subscribe to my digital diaries, hit the like button and share it with your friends and colleagues. In the next video, we will deep dive into more topics related to JavaScript fundamentals. Until then, keep practicing and happy coding. Thank you.